It was a lot.
So see, I am excited. I'm excited when it's done right.
Right.
Oh, fuck that tease.
Welcome, everybody. We have episode 2 of Out of the Box. We have Johnny, Chloe, myself, Elvira, but you might notice we have somebody else. We have Krista from Contents with Krista from Instagram, doll collector, friend of the family, friend of the show here, friend of the Doll Awards shows, also bead enthusiast, because I got her addicted to beads. I'm very proud to say that, you know? So today we're going to be talking about some new stuff that's out, and the three of them are, I will be very transparent, more into it than I am. So I wanted to have a little bit of a group sit down chat, and we will discuss something new from Bratz. They're entering the collector era to compete with, in my opinion, these collectors that Mattel has been pumping out. And they're doing it with a bang with the Mean Girls collab, which is literally coming out as we speak, if this video comes out on the right day. But before we get into Bratz right away, let's intro Krista. Welcome to the show, Krista. Thank you for being here with us.
Hi, everyone. Thank you so much for having me. I'm so excited to be on this podcast. Of course, I watch you guys all the time and we're friends. So, I mean, we're already close.
What are you talking
But
about?
yeah,
I don't know who you are. Who's strange person that got the
I'm
Zoom
I'm
link?
always here. I'm always here. I'm just never here on the podcast. But yeah, I'm so excited to be here. And on Mean Girls Day, that's perfect podcast for me to be on because I love Mean Girls. So thank you for having me.
Oh, awesome. Yeah, thank you for being here and wanting to go deep dive into something new from Bratz with their collector series. Before we get into it though, just so the audience kind of knows who you are a little bit. Obviously you do doll collect, as we can see from your background. How long have you been a doll collector for?
So I've had dolls ever since I was little. I don't think there's been like a specific year that I started collecting. I've always kind of collected Barbies, Bratz. I was a really, really big Bratz collector when they first came out. So I was immediately addicted. I think 2001 is like when they first launch came out. But then I did kind of grow out of them like everyone kind of does. I think maybe middle school and high school, I was like, I didn't have any dolls, just my background ones. But what really got me back into doll collecting was the 2018 Hayden Williams Bratz. Those really, really got me back into collecting as an adult.
Oh, that's
So
awesome. So that's probably why. Oh, so then now I'm interested to hear your opinions, because with these new Bratz, they are using something that has been released before, and that's the bodies. So without further ado,
yes.
let's get a little deeper into the new Bratz collector collab with Mean Girls. How about we go with Johnny? You take the floor. For our first point, we wanted to look at these dolls. They're being released on different days. So they're coming off they're kind of pacing it out, kind of reminiscent of giving me vibes of what we've seen from like Mattel and kind of how they release their collector dolls. What do we have for price point for these?
So we have $60 for Katie, and we have Regina as well for 60, which I feel like the price point is great. And then what's even better is that we're gonna get the two dolls with Gretchen and Karen for 100. So that's even a better deal. So I'm really excited. These prices could have been way more. In my opinion, they could have been way more. And if you break it down, if you buy all four and then you divide the price by four, they're like $55 each, which that is a really, really good deal with everything you get. You
For
get the premium
collectors,
packaging.
yeah.
Yeah, you get the premium packaging, you get a stand, you get a bunch of accessories, two outfits. The licensing alone, I know a lot of people are like, oh my God, these dolls are a lot of money because of the licensing. But with this year, we can see that they have the licensing and they're really affordable.
Agree with you on that. Like again, we always have to compare here. You know, we compare to other collector dolls, other things that are coming out. And we were just saying on episode 1 of this season of, like, for example, the DC dolls, right? The DC, the Harley and the
Mhm.
Poison Ivy dolls.
Oh,
And look at that price point
they're the same. They're 55.
versus what we're getting.
Mm,
And then
Hmm.
you look at these collector dolls and the boxes are cool and the pieces are cool because, like I said, I'm
yes.
being very transparent. I'm not a fan of the movie, but from a doll collecting perspective, when you look at what you're getting for quality, what you're getting for packaging, and of course the licensing costs money too, I'm like, oh, well, there's really no comparison. Like MG must be doing something right to be able to do this with this type of license. Do the two of you feel the same way, Chloe and Krista, about the pricing? Like, how do you feel? Like, is this something that you'd be like, oh my gosh, in a heartbeat, I'm 100% getting, especially for the price?
Yeah, I am super excited. When they were I think if you are a Mean Girls and a Bratz fan, you have been wishing for this for like years.
Yes,
I know we've
yes.
wanted this for so
A,
long,
a dream come true.
especially when they were teasing like the animation and they were doing different movies and they did
Yes,
the Mean Girls. Oh my God, I remember just being like, oh, they need to make them into dolls
yes.
already. When is that coming? So I am super excited being a Mean Girls and a Bratz fan. Like, this is just amazing. It's perfect. I am beyond excited. I think they are everything. I haven't been this excited for a new doll line or dolls in
Yeah.
general in such a long time. It is insane. I literally like, I don't know, that spark, that doll spark, just it blossomed with this, seeing all the pictures and everything. I was just like, oh my God, I'm so excited. I can't wait to get them. I definitely want to try and get them. Um, which we'll talk about like the availability
Hmm.
and all of that, later. But oh, super excited. Super excited.
Yes,
Yeah.
I definitely agree with the price point. It is, I mean, I can see how people can feel like it's a little bit high, but you are paying for something that's licensed and something that's also limited. But yeah, to me, I'm so excited. It feels literally surreal that they even exist. I'm so excited to the point that I'm like, okay, if even if I don't get them because they're so limited, I am willing to kind of pay those extra high prices on eBay just because I'm so happy that they exist. And I do think it's a good thing that they're going to be releasing on different weeks because even though they are going to be at that $60 price point, you kind of do have that time to save.
Yeah, no, I agree with that. I love that they're pacing it out, that they're giving people options on purchasing them so they're not just all releasing on one day. And then you have to make that as a collector, that tough decision. I'm like, okay, well, I'm only gonna get one, and then you're gonna miss out, and then you're having that feeling of missing out. But yeah, price point I think is great. I am surprised it's actually this low because of the fact of where we are now with dolls and collector dolls and everything being like $100 for tissue paper fabric.
True.
And this one actually has really good, in my opinion, really good pictures from what I've seen for the pieces. Like I think the pieces look really good. I think they, yes, reused some shoe molds, but and again, I don't want to be like defending of a brand, but who doesn't? I mean, like a lot of companies do that. So unless and the shoe works. That's the whole thing too for me when we look at
Yes.
the actual dolls themselves. The repainting the molds makes sense because it's a shoe, like it's a black heel. Now it'd be different if like we took a iconic character that has an iconic shoe and you're slapping a black heel on it.
Mhm.
You're like, okay, cutting corners. Like, so for me, I thought the actual with the price and with the quality of the fabrics and the outfits, I thought it looked good. Do you guys like how the dolls were presented so far from what we've seen in pictures and a few little clips, video leaks? Or do you like what the outfits they're coming with, etc. with those?
I also wanted to say, I wonder if they reused the shoe molds because the movie came out. I just looked it up. Movie came out in 2004. So maybe they are trying to give like those older
Maybe
Bratz
touch on the
mold
Bratz fam.
shoes to
Mhm.
try to give like that nostalgia because that is when that movie came out. But I'm not sure.
That is a
Maybe
good
that's a
point.
reason. But
Um,
I don't think Bratz has ever done a licensed doll. Am I right on that? This is the first time they've done like something based on a movie.
it's a person.
They did do the Spider-Man Bratz and the Shrek
Mm,
Bratz.
okay.
Oh, the
So
Shrek
True.
brats. I
yes,
forgot about
True.
yes,
that.
yes, yes.
My
I was trying to
fave
Okay.
remember.
person.
I
Okay,
was trying
yeah.
to
Spider-Man. Yeah.
remember. They did do those, I think, but see, even if you compare those to these,
Hmm.
this is just much bigger. Those were just one singular doll. I believe it had a couple of customized pieces and packaging, but
Mhm.
overall, when you saw them, they were giving playline. Whereas with
Nice.
these, and I
Right.
think they were playline prices.
They were
I'm pretty
affordable. Yeah.
sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, 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 yeah. And with these, you see the collector aspect of it all. That is what I absolutely love about this collection. I feel like they did it really, really well. Not to throw shade to other collector dolls, but this one has custom packaging to go with the dolls.
Yeah.
Can't say that about the collectors because they all come in that rectangular box with different artworks.
Yeah.
I'm just
That's a
putting
good
that,
Mhm.
point.
you
That's a good
know,
point.
you
I
have
like that. I
to
like that.
take into
Yeah.
accountability all of the customized packaging that they had to make because this has not been made before. So they had to make
Yeah.
this. This is something new that they had to do. They also had to make all of the anything that was specialized for these dolls was new. Of course, yeah, like we said, they reused some shoe molds and maybe like a few things here and there, but it's expected from Bratz. If you look back at all of their releases, they've pretty much been pretty consistent like that. So it doesn't shock me that they reused a couple things here and there. And there was a point that I wanted to touch upon. The dolls themselves. I saw a couple complaints that the dolls aren't like they don't look like the characters, but this is a Bratz world and they kind of all look the same. So that's also not shocking to me. I saw a comparison between the Wednesday collector doll or the Skeletor or whatever they're called, and the Bratz ones, and they were saying that the Monster High ones looked like the characters, and I was like, no, they don't. They also just look like Monster High characters inspired by the character. So I was like, I don't know, double standards, but
Mhm.
yeah, those are my
Yeah,
thoughts.
it's the universe, right? Like you don't look at an LL Surprise doll and go, that LL Surprise doll looks the same. Well, of course they have the same,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
Bratz has consistently, even though they are different characters, obviously in the universe, have a very similar look. Like you can look at them, you can kind of tell, okay, that's like Chloe. That's a, you can kind of tell. But yeah, I agree. When you're in that universe, though, you have to make the doll look like that. If not, it's a whole new doll line. Same thing with the
Yes.
Wednesday doll. Yes, the Wednesday doll looks. I can see that it looks like Jenna Ortega, I guess, but that's only because it's dressed like the character
Right.
Yeah.
from the show. That's pretty much any like, if you put, even if we took like an All Surprise doll, who they all look the same, and put a pink t-shirt, the jeans, the outfit, and we had red hair, you're like, okay, that's the Lindsay Lohan doll. I don't know. I feel like it's an argument that we could have with any doll and any
Yeah,
license,
yeah.
It's like,
Unless it's a custom, like Barbie does it really well, where they when they do a custom character inspired doll, they try to
okay,
execute the character, and so they make a new mold for it, which is why the price always is a little bit higher. Because if you
yeah.
have to make something completely new, cost and materials is higher now. So of course they're going to be a little bit more expensive, but when it's a doll line like Monster High, Bratz, OMGs, even My Scenes, they all kind of have a look for like the whole doll line. So it would be really weird if they created a mold of the character to look like the doll because I don't think it would translate well, unless you look like
Mhm.
a Bratz doll. I don't think it will look like you. So, I mean, there's that.
I agree. I agree. Yeah, no, I can definitely, like I said, I think that's an argument that I don't know. I think people are just trying to find an argument when it comes to their appearance. I think overall, like when I saw them, I was like, oh, that looks like the movie. Like that looks like them,
Mhm.
and I didn't really
Mhm.
like I don't know. I didn't see what they were, I guess, chatting about. Johnny, what other points did we have on our list today besides price point and packaging for these dolls?
Well, some really good news is about the shipping because a lot of people were worried about, oh my God, like since they're so exclusive, and then they were saying that the Bratz website doesn't do international shipping, but they did confirm that Bratz is giving us the shipping, which I have a list, so I'm gonna read it out. It's Australia, Canada, France, Mexico, New Zealand, Ireland, Spain, Germany, and Italy. So
Oh,
all of those countries are able to buy these dolls. So with that being said, that is a lot of countries, a lot of people. So I really hope there's plenty to go around. Johnny from the
Yeah.
future, please let us know. We got Katie.
yeah.
Yes, we all got
So, but there
them.
hasn't been any leaks of the amount though, right? Because I know with like, for example,
No.
we're comparing it to collector stuff.
Mhm.
Like Barbie collector with some of their dolls would be like limited on the back 10,000 or whatever. So we don't have any numbers. And I
Mm,
no,
not
well,
yet.
that's gonna be a fight.
So
No, I'm kidding.
Yeah.
I just hope there's enough for
Yeah.
everyone. I really, really like. I know Krista pointed out that she would pay the extra price, but I really hope it
Yeah.
doesn't have to get to that point.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm really nervous about the super limited quantities. I am hoping it's like, everything in MGA limited quantities, but I don't know, just the vibe right now is that there's like 5 out there or something. Like it just feels like there's not enough to go around. And then they did add the international, so it's like even more people trying to get it. And then I was also looking like how many people liked the Mean Girls post, and it was like 30,000, like so quickly. I'm just like picturing like 30,000 people trying to get these dolls, like, so I'm stressed. But hopefully we all get them. I'm putting the good vibes.
Like a Skelector vibe where, you click and you're in the cart for 60 seconds
Right.
and then it says sold
The
out.
site crashes.
Oh my God, no, we can't manifest the site crashing.
No,
That's the worst. I do not like whenever we're doing something, the site crashes, please.
And also, I'm putting out there that we are not unhappy that it's open to more countries. I think it's great that it's open to more countries. I think it should be open to the whole world.
Yes.
It just makes it tougher for a collector that wants the doll to get it. That's all we're saying. We only like, those US people, they just want to no, we're glad.
No, I just picture more people on the site, and I'm like, I hope they're ready for that. I hope Bratz.com is ready.
Yeah. You know what I picture? In the scene in Mean Girls where everybody's just like fighting.
Yes.
That's
literally, that's gonna be us. I am happy that, when we got the leaks for these dolls, we didn't know a lot of information, and people just love to speculate and they love to complain before we have all the information. So I kept seeing people hating because of the shipping and because of this and because of that. And I was like, wait until they confirm with all of the information before you start making your opinions. Because I mean, you were mad for what? Like, they literally posted
so
the shipping, the
so
prices, they started posting all of that. And
go ahead.
I was gonna say, one thing that I do have to commend Bratz is that they gave us a heads up with the release dates within a month, whereas a Skelector doll, you will find out that, that doll will be available the next day. So you do not have time to get the money. And with this one, the only one that I find myself kind of like trying to hurry up to get the money is for Katie, because she's the first one that's coming out. But for the rest, I'm like, I have a couple of months, well, not months, a couple of weeks to get the money before these dolls become available. So I do want to give them props for that, because as a budget person,
business strategy, you pace it out, it gives people opportunity, you allow more time for hype as well, because I think sometimes a lot of companies are like, okay, let's do it all at once just to get that rush of excitement from people and they just splurge and buy it all. But I think with the doll collecting perspective, though, people do want it all, but they just can't get it all at the same time. So I think pacing it out is a really good marketing strategy from their end. And maybe they did see, because again, we talk about it here and it's true, Mattel and MGA are always fighting. Maybe from their observations, MGA obviously watches what's going on and was like, okay, well, we don't want that to happen with this release, especially being their big, it's not Shrek, it's not the Shrek Bratz. It's like them like going, okay, well, this is our big release, we're having release dates. Yeah. So I think maybe they're trying to do it better. Maybe. I don't know. What were you saying, Krista? I know you had a point earlier that you're going to break.
Yeah, because Chloe mentioned how immediately like people kind of freak out when things are released. And I know you had asked about our reaction to when they first came out, and I was blown away. I was so happy. I was literally like hyperventilating, like I could not breathe, because I was like, oh my God, it's happening. And then I will say I did get a little upset with all the immediate like negativity that came with it. I don't know if that's kind of common in the doll community, but it's like, instead of appreciating that we're even getting something there, it's just immediately like, well, this is wrong, and that did disappoint me. So hopefully like this podcast will show that we are excited for the dolls, and we are, I just wanted to say that I was a little bit disappointed that it's automatically what's wrong with them versus being happy that we're getting something.
I mean, that's anything. Well, I'm gonna butcher the saying where it's like, what is it? A compliment is silent, but a complaint is echoing, or something like that. So I think that's what a lot of it is that people, like, because I thought they were cool. Again, I'm not I'm not a fan of the movie. I'm being very transparent, but for me, it was just exciting because I was like, oh, that's cool. Bratz is doing something different. They're entering a different type of collector market thing. They're testing the waters. I love seeing any type of collab, even if it's not something that I'm excited about personally, but I was like, oh man, look, the packaging looks cool. So for my initial thing was like, oh, that's kind of awesome. But then I agree. I saw so many people upset about it, and I'm like, oh, am I missing something? Am I like not? Am I getting a disconnect because I'm not a fan of the movies, or like maybe something wrong with it all? And then I'm looking at it and I'm like, really? I think people just, again, the complaints are always louder than the compliments.
Yeah.
And we've seen that with Monster High, Barbie. I mean, they all get it. But I still, and we've said it on here before, the Bratz community is very vocal and they're very, very opinionated. And it's just, yeah.
Yeah. And it did kind of remind me of going back to the 2018 Bratz. It felt very similar to where it was just immediately like, this is what's wrong. And not that people are wrong. There was some quality issues with the 2018 Bratz, but it's just like that negativity of like they're trash. And then now they're like so sought after. So I feel like it might be like one of those type of things where it's like, oh, I'm not going to get them because of this, or this is what's wrong with them. But later down the line, it's going to be like, wow, they were actually perfect. So.
And then people will be spending $500 each for them.
Yeah.
That part.
Like, all those scalpers are going to be like, woohoo, time to buy a new car.
Yeah.
I mean, we can't say anything because like, for example, again, we're comparing to what's out for the collector market right now. And I know in the last episode we talked about the Hocus Pocus dolls. That for me, like, I am not vocal about it. I say it to you guys and I say it to the podcast. So I guess it's the collective you guys. That my initial reaction with those dolls were like, oh, for that price point, okay, kind of a letdown. The fabrics are meh, the box is meh. I feel like the box should have been the book, Winnie's book. That would have been cooler. But my initial reaction with these dolls were like, oh, they thought about this, and it's not just them pumping something out to just get the name of Mean Girls and get the licensing of the Mean Girls fan, and there's a nostalgia from that, which again, the movie is 20 years old. Wild. I think the intention was a little different. That's why I was very shocked when I saw a lot of negative opinions when I was like, oh, really?
Yeah.
It's better.
Yeah. I feel like the detail is definitely there. Like things they didn't even have to do, like even just writing in the book and then putting the picture of the character. Plus you get the character card. Like that's so extra. They did not have to do that at all. And I'm so blown away by that. Yeah.
Yeah, I totally agree with you. They could have easily sold these dolls in the same packaging that the Kylie doll came with for the exact same price, and people would have still bought them. They didn't have to give us the box. They didn't have to give us the burn book box. They didn't have to give us the whole detailed panel on the side, the back of the box. They didn't have to do any of that, but they chose to do that. So I think that makes it even more special.
The second outfit, the stand for the second outfit, the doll stand. I mean, I could go on about the details on these dolls, and you can argue that it's a lot of reused things, but I would rather have details and reused and quality and quantity at the same time over just, not shading on the Kylie dolls, but I didn't like them. I'm not a huge fan of Kylie, and I'm not I honestly did not like them, and I didn't like that she was so orange. I feel like her skin tone was so orange, but I will commend them for creating some new custom pieces for those dolls as well. So you can look at that as well. And I'm like, Bratz just always, for me, my opinion, hits it out of the park with the collector dolls. You can look back at all of the collector dolls, GCDS, Cold Gaia, the Pride 2-pack, the Tweevils. I can go on, right? And there's always something nice about the Bratz dolls, which I don't know. Like, I love Bratz, so it'll just be me. It's just my biased opinion.
They're keeping it unique in the same. It's not like they're pulling like a Barbie. Like, again, I love my Barbies, but when you look at a lot of them, it's either like Playline, and then the collectors are in white boxes that are square. It's like they're very flatlined, and I like when a company, even outside of dolls, I mean, other companies do this too, where they'll make the boxes and the accessories very intricate to go with that character. And then it just, I don't know, it makes it more special.
Yes.
And I feel like that's something that we're missing right now with why there has been slightly a doll drought in our opinions. Yeah, for the past like 6 months now or more, where a lot of this stuff is kind of it's been meh. And
Yeah.
this doll, again, when I saw on socials, I was like, oh man, this is actually really kind of cool. Like it's
Mhm.
making me interested in something. And I'm not even a fan of the movie. And I was still like, oh man, that's a really like that's cool. That's really, really cool. And I feel like we don't get that often because a lot of I think these brands get into this like what is it, the motion of it, and they get very flatlined. But Bratz has always kept it. I do agree with you, Chloe. I think a lot of their packaging, all those ones that you mentioned, have very interesting. Like you want to get them, you just
Yeah.
want to get them. Yeah.
Yeah. Also, as someone who's very like into the packaging and I appreciate the artwork and everything, it's nice when I have this packaging that I don't want to get rid of, that I don't want to unbox the doll, that I don't want to destroy. Whereas where I look at the collector dolls, they all kind of look the same, and I would be more inclined to unbox them all and have them displayed that way because all the boxes are, the rectangle black with the doll pictures. We've seen it a million times before. And before anybody comes for me, I'm talking about the collectors, not Vampire Heart Draculaura or the San Diego Comic Con Draculaura, because those did have custom packaging. I'm talking about like, just the plain, it gets so
Dracula,
repetitive.
Greta. Yeah, okay.
And for the price, I feel like you could add some custom packaging to make them unique and different. Like we really enjoy the Haute Couture when the first line came out because we were excited about those really thick cardboard boxes that were shaped like coffins, right? After a while, yeah, it got a little bit, repetitive, but that's what I mean when I look at this collection. I'm like, I can see that a Mean Girls fan was a part of the talks when creating these dolls.
Yeah.
And that's what I want to see,
Yeah. Yeah, I definitely.
Oh my god, you got all heated.
Yeah, I agree with everything you're saying, 100%. Yeah, and it's like, but it's interesting. Like,
what about it?
I like listening to you guys because it's like for me, I'm seeing it from somebody who is a fan of not only the line of the dolls, so Bratz, but also the film itself. So it's like you hear that, and I can hear that, and the excitement, and how that's to me. If MJ is ever listening to us ever, but I think sometimes they do. For me, it's like I hope they hear all that and go, you know what? This is why we're making these dolls. This is why we're making these products and pieces of nostalgia and memories, and for the fans like that, for you guys who are really, really super excited about it, and I think they're, like I said, I'm excited to see where this goes. I hope it goes well in the sense of like everyone gets to buy it. There's not 20,000 million different defects and issues and all this other stuff. It's for them to continue on, because I'm really interested to see MGA create more collector pieces, and I'm interested to see what other licenses they can get. That'd be
Yeah.
cool. They do a lot on their Instagram, and I'm like, ooh, okay. So they did something with, with their reels and their TikToks. I'm like, ooh, they did the Mean Girls one, and that's now a doll. What other little moment can they take and now make it into a doll? That would be exciting. I'm excited to see what they make. Johnny, anything else on our list of topics? Because I don't remember.
Any comments?
Any comments, questions?
Don't be shy.
No. So I wanted to add before we move on that I'm another point that the other companies kind of do is that we don't have to pay for a membership to get these dolls.
Yes.
And I think with the Bratz website, it might be different because of this release, but you do get free shipping with orders $50 or more. With
US?
these 60,
I think it's US, right? Okay.
Yeah. So with these being $60 and of course $100 for the 2-pack, you might get the free shipping. I don't know if they'll change that with these, but I'm hoping that we would get the free shipping. And then of course, no membership. So that's another about the shipping for the for Mattel Creations for like I did the Harley Quinn one, and it's $55, and then it's like $67 in total for the shipping. So that doll basically costs $67. So if we get $60 and it's the free shipping with no membership, I think that's a really good deal. I'm happy we don't have to pay any premiums for this kind of stuff. I know not all of the dolls on the Mattel Creations need a membership, but they could have, again, they also could have done a membership for this as well, and people would have bought it, but I'm happy that they don't. So hopefully those two, the free shipping and no membership. So that's also a plus for this year.
6 months from now, MGA is like, guess what?
Guess what?
Like, let's see, let's release this clip to what Johnny said. No, thanks to him.
They're
And
like,
you know what? They
want
might
to
be
do that, but
testing.
now.
Yeah, they also might be testing the waters to see
Oh, yeah.
how much traffic their website can get. And then, if they decide to go with the membership thing, well, at least they already released the Mean Girl collab,
Yeah.
so I ain't gotta worry about that.
Yeah, let's
Period.
release some.
Period.
Let's release a movie I don't like.
Well, here's a fun question. Like, what would you want to see from Bratz in their collector era, if they're in one right now?
Ooh.
Because like I said, they have made a lot of very creative TikToks and reels, doing a lot of pop culture people, and films and stuff. I'm like, is there one that has stood out outside of Mean Girls that you would like to see? I don't know.
I'm like,
Scream.
well, the Shrek movie's coming out in a couple years.
Shrek.
Let's get a Shrek collab done premium.
Yeah. Or just re-release, another reproduction of the Shrek doll.
Oh, there's
I
Yasmin,
wouldn't be mad about that.
True. True.
I would really
know.
I thought about like what other dolls they could dip their toes into, and something that I saw was that they recreated an edit of Sabrina Carpenter and Jenna Ortega from Sabrina's music video, and both Jenna and Sabrina Carpenter were really like excited because they thought that they were real dolls that they told Bratz, hey, make them real, send them to us. So I hope that lets into a talks of maybe a Sabrina Carpenter doll from Bratz. I feel like she would fit the aesthetic really, really well. And maybe they'll dip their toes into celebrities as well. So
Doja Cat. No, I'm kidding. I know they
they're
did
all
a couple
red.
of dolls, like,
Yeah.
Bedazzled.
Swarovski crystals. It's $1,000.
excited about that. That actually sounds really cool. I mean, they did a great job in the image that they released. So, but yeah, that's interesting. Yeah, I was just wondering. I was seeing like what else you guys are into that might work, for the Bratz. But again, they do so well for their socials. Like whoever runs their socials is amazing. Like a very much genius.
Mhm.
They know the audience they're feeding to. Like it's just so good, so good.
Oh,
Shut up.
they keep us real well fed with those edits and just.
Yes.
I love it all. I'm always reposting their stuff on my story because it's just that good.
Yeah.
It's just that good. Oh, wow. Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Oh, wow. I'm like, just me, like 1 hour of kissing Bratz's, just try to get that PR. All jokes.
No, but
Or
hey,
are they?
you know what? If you like something you're
Or
passionate
are
about,
they?
say it. It's like, why not? Like you're excited. Good. Like,
Yeah.
you should be excited. Something that, it's
Mhm.
like if they released a Scream doll, like, because I know that they did Drew Barrymore's character in a Bratz.
Oh,
I
yeah.
would be first in line for that one. I would be like, move
A
over.
ghost face,
That is
face,
cute.
like big ass head with the mask. It's all
Oh my
cute.
I'd be first in line. You see, like that would get me excited. So I could see like, I don't know. It's fun to see people get excited about something. And like I said, it has been a little bit of a doll drought. So it's cool to see people get excited about something and just ignore the negative comments. No, I'm kidding.
Yeah, especially for Bratz. I feel like we haven't had a lot of new things from Bratz. I know we have the Slumber Party Repros, and we had a couple of the minis and the Bratz babies. But nothing like new, big, I feel like a year or two ago they were like releasing a lot of new collabs and things like that. Oh, the Moa Lola Bratz, those two. Those were collabs, and look at those. Those are really nice. But I'm just excited. I hope this does it's like the pathway for more Bratz. I love seeing new dolls and Bratz, especially with like their comeback. So keeping my fingers crossed. More Bratz.
More Bratz. Yes.
So we'll take a second. Like, so there is obviously more than one doll being released in this line, and the first one that's going to be released is going to be Lindsay Lohan. I'm just calling her Lindsay Lohan. Katie's the character, but the Lindsay Lohan doll. Which is funny that there is also a Lindsay Lohan My Scene doll. So Lindsay Lohan is just all dolls. Like Lindsay Lohan's just everything.
The universe.
Where's the Lindsay Lohan other like? Well, I guess My Scene Barbie, but like yeah. So what do we think of the first doll being released being Katie?
I'm not loving the outfit. I like that they're giving us this storyline where like we do have the other characters already established and she's kind of like the outcast. So I do like that storyline that they're playing into. I love the Caltine bar. Oh my God, I need a bunch of those. There's an ingredient illegal in America. So I'm excited for at first I wasn't gonna get her because I wasn't sold on her, but you know what? I was talking with my mom about it. My mom absolutely loves the movie too. We see it in Spanish all the time. It's like one of her
Oh,
favorite
so
movies.
good.
And that movie is funnier in Spanish. I don't know why, but like I laugh more when I see it in Spanish. It's so funny. But yeah, she's all like, you know what, you need to get them because I joke with Krista and that like if I have them displayed, it's gonna say earn ook.
Or no,
Like, oh my God, that's gonna look
Or-
ridiculous. Let me just get them
I
all.
know, it's so funny. We were like
Like,
having this serious conversation of like, should you get Katie? Should you not? Well, it might say earn ook. How do you feel about that
how
on
do
your
you feel
show? Like,
about that?
it's
And I'm
hilarious.
like maybe I wouldn't be able to stare at them for too long. But yeah, I am excited for Katie now.
Yeah, see, that's the only one that when I saw all of them that I was excited about, just because I think it's funny that Lindsay Lohan has multiple dolls in the doll universe. So for me personally, again, looking at it from a doll collecting perspective, I was just like, oh, I just want Lindsay Lohan because Lindsay Lohan. I think that's funny, and Lindsay Lohan's in her comeback era, so I think that's great. Side note, Johnny, you should watch any of the Batman movies in Spanish are hilarious when they have them dubbed because having somebody say Batman like that, it's just funny. It's just so funny.
Oh yeah.
That one sign
Yes,
is kind of
I've seen a couple. Yes.
yeah, and it's like, oh, Batman. It's so good. It's like in this deep voice, and you're like the actor for doing the dub was so into it too. Um, so that's going to be coming out. So back on the dolls. So Kate will be released October 3rd. They're going to be the first one out of all of them that are coming out, and then the second one. What's the date on the second one? I already forgot. The date on the second one that's coming.
October 17th.
The
17th.
Chloe's like, I have it bookmarked. Alarm.
Yeah.
It's
Yep.
right here.
Notes
It's right
posted
here.
everywhere.
Giant board, whiteboard in my brain, and it just has all the dates and everything. Yeah.
Hmm.
And now it's
Yeah.
going to be the Rach. See, now I know them all by their like actress's name. What's her character name?
Regina.
Regina
Yeah,
George.
Regina.
that one is gonna be
Oh,
Regina.
I'm just gonna call like everybody by their actors. Regina.
The like actress from The Notebook.
Yeah. So that one lady from the Notebook. So she's coming out October 17th. How do we feel about
Yeah.
that doll?
How are we feeling?
You can
So
go, Krista.
I was gonna say I know there's a lot of critiques about Katie's outfit. I can see it, but I'm also like it's not supposed to be cute. It wasn't cute in the
Yeah.
movie.
Yeah.
Like that's Katie. She wasn't
movie
cute.
accurate.
That was the scene. Yeah, it's very movie accurate. So I am all for the outfit actually. I love the outfit. I love the polo that's supposed to be big. It's supposed she wasn't cute in the first place. So I mean, I get it. But I do love that we get that second outfit to kind of combat the outfit. If you're not into it, that's totally fine as well. And I do love the contrast between when she's in the plastics, not that cute, and then her peak plastic era with that dress. So I really do enjoy Katie. When I first saw her, I immediately loved her screening. The screening was I just love it. She looks so good in my opinion. And then everything else was just a bonus. All the accessories. I'm just really excited for all of them. But yes, I will be gunning for Katie on October 3rd. So yes.
Is Katie your favorite out of all the ones that are being released?
No, she's not my favorite, but she's still up there for me. Yeah.
Which
Yeah.
one is your favorite out of the ones that are coming out?
So what I've seen so far, it's between Gretchen and Regina. I think Gretchen's my favorite from the movie, so I'm automatically like I'm obsessed with the doll. But Regina's really good too. So I think I'm gonna have to see him in person before I make the final decision. But I think I'm most excited for Gretchen actually.
And when is the 2-pack being released, Chloe? Since I know you know all the dates. Quiz.
October 31st.
It's the Halloween for the week. I'm sad that I wanted all of them to be released in one big box with all their Halloween outfits.
Ooh,
Like
Yes.
box
that.
collector
I
thing.
would have
I was
loved
really kind of hoping for that when I first saw like some of the stuff getting released and people talking about it, and I was like, oh, is there a giant box and they all come in their Halloween outfits? Because that would be like
Yeah.
that's what I was
yeah.
super
Or they should
excited.
do like a 4-pack of the Christmas outfits and like
for the Christmas
put them
one.
out for Christmas.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yep.
That'd be cool.
Yep.
I forgot
love
about that. Yeah, the Christmas outfits
Yeah.
would be a good idea. John,
Yeah.
what ones are your favorites out of the 4 dolls that are being released?
Well, I'm on the same boat with Krista. It's Regina and Gretchen. I think those two are Those two are my favorites. And then
Amazing.
following that is Karen, and then last is Katie. But that's with that being said, I think they're all amazing. It's just kind of where they fall. I think they're all amazing though.
Yeah. I differently, I really, really enjoy Karen. I think she's my favorite from all of them. Followed by Regina. I really do, and blonde. That's just my thing. But she just has this face. The screaming they did on that doll is really giving Airhead Clueless Karen vibes. Like she's giving like.
They should have gave her they should have given her a little like Taco Bell taco or something.
Yeah.
Yes. Oh, back to Katie. I'm like, we're all over the place, but back to Katie.
Okay,
I
back
just
to
wanted
Katie.
to point out that I really do enjoy the way that they did the outfits, because like I agree with Krista. The outfit in the movie wasn't cute. I wasn't looking at her being like, yes, that's what I would have been to me with the plastic. No. I was like, I want to wear what Regina's wearing. I want that outfit.
Yeah.
But it makes sense because she's this outcast, girl, and she's trying to fit in. So I love that for movie purposes, but I also really enjoy her second outfit, because in a way it is a costume, because she's not like a mean girl. She's not a plastic. So she's in a way wearing a Regina costume with her second outfit. Would I have loved the zombie bride outfit? Yes, I would have loved that. It would have been peak. But I can understand why they, decided to give her the, iconic black mini dress with the pink stripe, because I really wanted that dress. I still do. So yeah, I really, really enjoy them. I'm also gonna be gunning for Katie on October 3rd. Mama, my brain is mashed potatoes right now. all the thoughts ready to my brain. But yeah, I am gonna be gunning for her, and obviously I'm gonna be gunning for all of them. I'm going for all of them. I'm gonna try and get all of them. That's my mission.
Is there a limit? Did they say that there's a limit on the website yet? Like,
I was wondering that too. Like, is it going to be a limit of 2, a limit of 1? I have no idea.
They haven't said. So they're
They haven't said.
5,000. No, I'm kidding. I hope there is a limit, because
yes,
a bot could come in and just
the limit does not exist.
Yeah, like that's
it better for this release. It better.
One, yeah.
I would hope they would only do it to like 1 or 2 per person.
Yes.
Do in the sense that if like for example, someone's working and someone's buying 2 for their friend or something like that. Like
True.
I hope 2 to me is a very realistic. Well, to me, and from like ordering world, like 2 is very realistic for the sense of like a friend, a collector. Like I just hope they don't not have a limit, and then people start. Then
that's when we riot. That's when we riot.
Exactly. That's my concern, is that people will, and people will. Like they will be very upset and will riot, and then that'll hurt if ever being able to release another collector doll again. So I wonder why they didn't say anything yet. They probably will, or it'll just be on the website on the day of. It'll just say limit underneath the ordering, and I think
oh my god, it literally just says the limit does not exist. I'm like, well,
you just keep adding them.
Yeah, just type in your order.
Oh my gosh.
I'll buy a bunch. I'll be like, Oprah, it's like, you get a Katie doll, you get a Katie doll. Giveaways.
That's stressful though, because if you don't know till like you don't really have time to think if you're just trying to check out. Like I'm not gonna have time to think like, oh, the limit is 2. Let me add, like, do I want to get like it's just check
just check out as fast as you can.
Yeah. I think they're really fun though. And like I said, I agree with everything you guys have been saying. From an outsider's perspective, it's like making me want to go watch the movie again. Or I didn't realize that in 2011 there's Mean Girls 2, which I didn't even know existed.
Oh yeah.
That no one talks about ever. That one doesn't exist. I didn't even know it existed. But I was like, oh, that's interesting that they actually had another movie. When are those dolls coming out?
Could you imagine? Yeah.
The camp of it. I think people would buy it just because it's so ridiculous, because that movie literally is not talked about. That'd be so funny. It's like, guess what? Our next collector wave, Mean Girls 2. Yeah.
You can do the membership for those. That's fine.
It's super exclusive.
I was telling, I think it was both of you, but I was talking to Chloe specifically that I was very happy that they didn't do it based off the musical, since that was
Yes.
like the newest thing out. I kind of would expect them to kind of like, just like the movie merchandise was technically Mean Girls the musical merchandise, but this was like the original, which I'm so happy about.
Me too.
Drag Renee Rapp.
I mean, I did love the musical, but
I didn't, but okay.
I did love it. It's a Mean Girls.
Yeah, I mean, if you're a Mean Girls fan, then you've seen all the movies. Unfortunately, the unfortunate ones, but I am also very happy that they
Yeah.
ended up sticking to the original and giving us
Yes,
a
as they
good
should.
throwback. Because I love a good throwback. So I agree with you.
Yes. And I'm also really happy about Gretchen's hair being long, because I know her hair is a little bit shorter in the movie, which I still love, but I loved Gretchen's hair on the doll.
Yes.
I like that they took some creative liberties, but I feel like again, like everyone was saying that they didn't like Katie's outfit, but I'm like, what would you want it to be? Not accurate to the film, and then it just wouldn't look like the movie. Then everybody would be complaining that it didn't look like Mean Girls, and then it would go in the opposite direction. You know what I mean? So I feel like I think they took some liberties on things, but in general, when I look at all the four of the dolls and everything that it come with and the packaging, I'm like, wow, this is very, like you said, they didn't do the musical. It really looks like merchandise that could have come when that movie came out. Like, it's very of that film, and I think they did a really good job on it. So we'll see, I guess, on October 3rd, when the dolls first start launching. And what time we're giving you all the info here, hopefully. So it's all, have they not released an exact time?
11 a.m. Eastern.
They have.
Eastern. Okay, Eastern. So set your alarms, everybody who's in the West Coast or in the country, to make sure to get these. I see, and I like that. It's a good time during the day for a lot of people that'll be awake. So I hate when they release.
This is gonna be the most stressful October 3rd in a while.
I know. I'm gonna be at work.
It's so cute. It's Mean Girls Day. Let's wear pink. How cute. Now I'm gonna be like stressed, refreshing. Like, don't crash.
Yes, it's 8 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, 10
a.m.
I mean, yeah,
a.m.
You give them this information so they don't get them. Yes, 8 a.m. Pacific Standard Time, 10 a.m. Central, 11 a.m. Eastern. And for anybody who is not in those time zones, I pray for you, because I think some of you guys are gonna have to be up at 2 or 3 in the morning, depending where you live. So just check, or maybe don't check your time zone.
Oh my god, that's very Regina of you.
I want to get my doll.
We got them. No, what are you saying?
We already got them. It's already October 3rd.
Manifestation.
We already got them.
But yes,
Yep.
check the time zones. So,
and also, everyone, let us know in the comments if you got Katie.
Yes, let us know in the comments.
We also need to talk about the body mold. You said it was the 2018 Bratz body mold. Yeah, so I don't have a problem with that body mold, actually. I like that they articulated. I think the hands are a little bit long, a little bit big, but I kind of
they have like very like
the only thing I don't like is that they kind of like don't stay, like they kind of like go like this.
Yes,
they don't stay
to the joint. The joints
they're not very strong. Yeah, that's my only thing about the bodies. But what's your opinion on the bodies?
Johnny, Chloe.
No, I agree with the bodies. I feel like I wish the stand was a bit more stable, or like they had like a little like a hook, because they tend to like the Kylie doll that I displayed for like 20 minutes. Even for those 20 minutes, she was like flopping down. So hopefully these are stronger, and I love that the stand is pink. I love how they all look all cute next to each other. But the body's fine for me. I think they look great, and I just don't want. Well, I'm not even gonna be opening them, so I don't think that's even gonna be an issue.
Be an issue.
Yeah, I agree with you guys. I think it's not my favorite body, but at least they gave us a little articulation. They could have just given us the standard Bratz. They give us a little articulation. I'm not mad about it.
That's one thing though, like, do all of you plan to take them out of the box?
No, this is the Out of the Box podcast, but it's not out of the box.
I am. I think I I am feeling it. And I think I might unbox them. Just so, cause like for display purposes for me, I would want to have like the doll out. I want the doll to show. And with the packaging situation, except for Karen and Gretchen, it's gonna be kind of difficult because they do have that one flap. So it's gonna take up a lot of space. And yeah, I'd rather just unbox them and then put all the books, and burn book, and yeah, I think that'd be cuter.
See that?
Yeah.
Yeah,
In my
these are
opinion.
dolls that I feel like a lot of people want to take out because they're just so cool to take pictures with, because from the movie and stuff. Yeah, at least the only one I'm really looking at getting is probably Katie, just because Lindsay Lohan, and like I think it's funny, and I'm probably gonna leave it in the box just because I love the box itself. I think is a really cool idea.
Yes.
So yeah, so for me, I'm not personally taking them out of the box.
What about you, Krista?
Yes, I don't, it's hard. If I get only one set, I will leave them in the box, I think. I don't know, at least for a little while. And then I could see me taking them out of the box later. But I mean, ideally, one in box, one out of box is what I would do. But if they're super limited and only able to get one, which I'd be super grateful for, I think I'd leave them in the box for a little bit, and then I would want to take them out and change them.
Okay, yeah, good point. I mean, I think this is something that I'm gonna see half and half. I think a lot of people will just keep them because they do display really beautiful. I love how they have the little clothes thing, and it's really cute. But interesting. So much Bratz and so much Mean Girls. I feel like this hour with us, it's fun. I love this. I love being able to hear something different. I feel like we don't talk about Bratz that much. Because I know something you mentioned earlier, Chloe, that there isn't a lot of releases. I mean, we had Always Bratz that came out.
Oh yeah, that one too. That
was
yeah.
That's newer-esque. But it was still like, the core characters coming back and things, and so I feel like we weren't getting a lot of new stuff. So this is cool to have Bratz back in the news and talking about new things, big new things.
Yeah, it's definitely like Chloe was saying, I haven't been this excited for a doll line in a long time. Sorry, my cat is just wanting to come visit. But I haven't been this excited since I think since the first original reproduction when they came in Hot Topic. That was like, I was so excited because again, I started collecting Bratz in 2001 when they released those. So that was like a huge moment that they were even remaking those. And then as for like something new though, I haven't been this excited since the Tweevils, I think, because the Tweevils were new and they were something, we've been wishing for. So
yeah,
again, dream come true.
Yeah.
Oh, that's awesome. I love it. I love it. Any closing opinions as we wrap up today's special Mean Girls episode? Anything that you guys want to say to close everything off?
Just manifesting good things that we're all gonna get them, every single one, all four, run smoothly, no crashes. We already have Katie. She already shipped. We're waiting for her to get to our house. Everything's great. That's my final closing statement.
Yeah, I hope everyone gets. I hope MJ's like exclusive, but they really have like, a million of them in a warehouse somewhere, and that's their idea of being exclusive. Because all companies say that, but
Yeah.
and then they're on clearance later. You're like, is it really that exclusive? So yeah, so my closing thing is the same thing. I hope everybody gets them that wants them.
Yes, I triple that motion.
Yes, I hope we're all excited during when this goes up. I hope we're all excited talking about it and being like, see, told you we were gonna get them. Yeah, I hope everyone's able to get them. It's a really smooth release because it's iconic. So, and thank you guys for having me on.
Oh yeah, thank you so much.
So much fun.
We have Krista on, everybody. Her Instagram will be linked down below in the description if you want to go give her a follow, check out all her dolls. And this was fun. This was a lot of fun. I hope there's going to be more releases that we can sit and talk about for an hour about how much we love it and want it. So a little different. See, we're not always just saying something negative on here,
After the last episode.
Somebody read the comments.
That was going to be the comment I was going to read this week. I'll have to save it for next week. I loved it. I was like, well, when am I ever?
Are you guys ever excited?
When I was like, never? Like, I was like, actually accurate?
I'm like, yeah, I'm excited.
Like, well, no.
And then this comes out and Chloe's like, this is the most excited I've ever been my whole entire life. See?
Yeah, I know. This is the most excited I've ever been.
It really has has been like we were on our group chat and we were just chatting. We could not believe this was happening. We were, you know, we were
Yes,
hyperventilating.
we
Krista
were.
was like, I need to take a breather. Like I need to like
Yeah, it was a
yes.
lot. It was a lot.
So see, I am excited. I'm excited when it's done right.
Right.
Oh, fuck that tea.
Oh, that's gonna be the opening of this podcast. It's like
Anyways,
Mattel never works with any of it ever.
The book.
they've never worked with me ever.
I know. I know.
Like-
Mattel's in their own little Barbie world right now. They're still off that Barbie hype from last year. So
I'm like, at least Bratz likes my comments on their posts. Can't say that about
I know
Monster High.
I said I was gonna end this 5 minutes ago. That's something I feel like Bratz marketing team and the PR like they know who is their audience, and they liking someone's post is a big deal. You know, it really, really is, especially when you're a fan.
Yeah.
And I feel like Mattel just sits up on that high horse sometimes, and they're like, no.
Meh.
They're like, oh, you exist? Hmm.
Oh.
So I like that their
Funny.
team is very present in their audience. I think that's very very
Yes.
so. Yeah.
And Bratz, if you are watching this, thank you. Thank you for those
Yes.
likes.
Thank
Thank you for replying.
Yes.
Thank you for liking my message and opening it and
Thank
seeing
you.
it.
Thank you for making these dolls.
Yes.
We appreciate it.
And with that, everybody have a good October 3rd.
Yes.
Oh.
Be sure to wear pink.
Bye.
Bye.